beautiful life.
สวัสดีครับ Good afternoon and welcome to A Beautiful Life on englishonline.rmutp.ac.th. My name is อาจารย์เกษมพุทธเรืองศรี your host for the program. A Beautiful Life is a program broadcasted every Monday from 1 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. Articles and information about life lessons or good phrases from the books or websites will be presented in this program together with the latest news from Rajamongkol University of Technology, Pranakon for you to enjoy. Today we start with the article from Channel News Asia. The first one they said here is how I use ChatGPT to save time at my job. For creative professionals, ChatGPT can free up time to focus on the human aspect of the job, say communications strategist Nicole Chan. Nicole Chan reported from Singapore. I will admit that I was among the skeptics when ChatGPT first launches in November 2022. As a communication strategist, I was worried about its potential to spread misinformation, foster lazy writing habits, and impact creative roles like my own. However, ChatGPT has firmly entrenched itself in my daily life. You will always find it nestled among my browser tabs and on my phone too. It has evolved into an indispensable tool, housing prompts, serving as a language translator, even generating ideas for things to do during my downtime. I also relied on it to map out a week-long itinerary when I was in Barcelona last year. In my job, ChatGPT served purposes like summarizing lengthy texts, crafting templates for scripts and presentations, assisting with Excel formatting, and generating interview questions. This has freed up time to focus on the human aspect of my role, such as creative brainstorms, relationship building, and stakeholder management. More face time with humans. ChatGPT amazed 100 million monthly active users within 2 months of its launch, making it the fastest growing consumer application in history. To put things into perspective, TikTok took 9 months to achieve the same number of users after its global launch, while Instagram reached the same milestone after more than 2 years. It's not hard to understand why. Just last week, I worked on a business presentation and was amazed by the time saved with the help of ChatGPT. Normally, when I tackle a presentation, I spend hours brainstorming, organizing ideas, and meticulously wording each section. When I fed ChatGPT, the key points and objectives of my presentation, it churned out a coherent storyboard, including subheadings and a rough script in a blink of my eye. This allows me to bypass the arduous initial drafting phase and dive straight into refining the context. With ChatGPT handling the grunt work, I've been able to dedicate more face time to clients. Additionally, attending networking events and industry conferences has become a more regular part of my schedule, allowing me to expand my professional connections and stay abreast of emerging trends in the field. Unlike traditional search engine, using ChatGPT is a two-way street. Akin to akin to speaking to my colleague, I continuously fine-tune the way I delegate tasks to ChatGPT, trying to craft prompts that will produce optimal results. What works best is being direct and laying out the ask as specifically as possible. I want you to act as a project manager, providing insightful questions for our client, or summarize the following in 100 words, pulling out three key points that best describe the latest market trends in the tech industry. One hack I've learned is to ask ChatGPT to build analogies based on my text. This has two benefits. First, it helped me discover fresh way to explain familiar concepts. Second, a wacky analogy can expose weak arguments. Sometimes I ask it to spot holes in my writing logic. Most times, it catches my oversight like skipping explanations for briefties shake. When it comes to content and story, ChatGPT can adopt various tones. For example, you could go from asking ChatGPT to write a story about robots in a comedic witty style to give me a formal, insightful deep dive on how artificial intelligence is shaping our future. Critical roles of creatives. While anyone can utilize ChatGPT, it takes an expert to discern sloppy work. It can be jarring to the trained eye when content has been blatantly copy and paste from ChatGPT. Recognizing this often involves a blend of intuition and experience. For starters. You need to be a regular user to recognize content generated by it in the first place. If the article has overly complex sentences or repet- repetitive phrases and lacks up to date contextual data, you might be starting at a ChatGPT piece. A marketers, writers, and artists will become even more critical when working with ChatGPT, particularly in the later vetting stage. While the software can be invaluable for generating the first draft, it's our expertise and creativity that add depth, nous, and polish. Companies I've worked at have encouraged employees to utilize ChatGPT for tasks such as drafting the first cut of press release, reports, or strategic communication plans. The thinking here is that the first handle of is often the most daunting. Ultimately, it's up to us to infuse the writing with our insights, brand voice, and creativity. This involves tweaking the language, adjusting the tone, ingesting personality, and ensuring coherence and consistency throughout the piece. Balancing efficiency with ethics. While many businesses may rely on AI as the initial layer of automation, there's a danger of content seeming aloof of impersonal under the guise of AI driven efficiency. Clients may also balk at AI being used in the services they are paying for. How can companies overcome this barrier and win the trust of their clients? Every organization, big or small, should focus on being transparent. It's important to be honest about AI's role and not pretend content is completely original. Sadly, some organizations might skip this step, putting their reputation at risk by releasing AI generated content without giving credit where it's due. Beyond disclosing when they use AI, companies should also explain to both clients and employees how it helps produce more meaningful work. Many worry about AI replacing their jobs, but ChatGPT is another tool that can only bring you as far as you allow it to. It's a pattern where witnesses time and again. New technology shakes up the world, and our adaptation determines our success. Nicole Chan is a communication strategist, so you can read more about this from China News Asia. And next, online dating is facing an onslaught of AI powered fraud. Since the launch of ChatGPT in late 2022, the amount of fraud on dating apps, much of it powered by AI, has skyrocketed, say a University of Manitoba academic Neil MacArthur reported from Winnipeg, Canada. When Alexander Chardon used ChatGPT to talk to over 5,000 women on Tinder. It was a sign of things to come. As artificial intelligence becomes more sophisticated and easily available, online dating is facing on an onslaught of AI-powered fraud. The industry, which is dominated by a small number of incumbents, has already proven slow to respond to long standing problems on its apps. AI will be its moment of reckoning. There are even apps that can help people write their messages. Opponents of dating apps may be happy to see the industry crash and burn. The rest of us should worry. Online dating plays an important and I believe positive role in our lives. It has made it easier for people to find relationships and easier to find people with, with whom we are truly compatible. As the industry carries towards disaster, regulation should be prepared to intervene. Real versus fake connections. Shaddan's case shows one of the challenges AI poses for online dating. Now, when we chat with someone on one of the apps, we cannot know if their answers were written by chatbot, nor can we know how many other people they are talking to simultaneously. We also cannot know if someone's photos have been produced with the help of an AI image generator. But at least Shaddan was actually looking for love. Since the launch of ChatGPT in late 2022, the amount of outright fraud on dating apps, much of it powered by AI, has skyrocketed. According to cybersecurity company Acose Labs, there were between January 2023 and January 2024 a staggering 2,000% increase in bot attacks on dating sites. And this is just the beginning. AI is getting more powerful and more convincingly human all the time. Even before AI appeared on the scene, fraud on dating apps was already a serious problem. Sign up for one of them and you will instantly find your feed cluttered with an endless number of fake profiles. More of them have been created for a specific purpose, which is to steal your money. Unfortunately, it works. In 2023, 64,000 people in the United States admitting to being the victims of romance scams, most of which happen through dating apps. We can assume this is only a small portion of the actual cases. The Federal Trade Commission measured the losses of the year at 1.14 billion US dollar. This has been going on for years, and the app companies have done little to stop it. Online connections, offline threats. Fraud is not the only challenge faced by dating apps users. A quarter of them, mostly women, have been stalked by someone they met online. Even more tragic and are the cases of people being assaulted or murdered. There are other issues prices on the app have gone up steadily, and innovation has come to a grinding halt. Ever since Tinder introduced the card stack in 2016, the design of the app has hardly changed. You swipe, match, message, and hope for the best. It should perhaps be no surprise that customers are getting fed up. Benefit to society. While online dating certainly has its share of long standing critiques, I have argued that, on the balance, the apps are benefit to users and to society. They are an efficient way to find partners, get us out of our social bubbles, and encourage connections across class and race. Precisely because of the important role the technology plays in our lives, we should pay attention to how the industry operates. The dating app companies are finally starting to do something to protect users. But given how long fraud has plagued their apps, their response has been slow and pretty underwhelming. They need, at a minimum, better tools to detect fake accounts and remove them quickly. There is a lot more they could do as well. They could require background check for users, which polls show a majority of people support. They could put AI to use themselves to flag signs of fraud during people's private chats. And dating apps companies could implement safety features to protect users when they meet a person. For instance, making it easier to share with your friends or family the profile of people you are meeting up with. Dominant players. One explanation for the company's sluggish response will be familiar to any observer of big tech. The connects the concentration of ownership. The dominant player, Match Group, owns over 40 different apps, including most of the well-known Tinder, Match.com, OkCupid, Hinge, and Plenty of Fish. Its only serious competitor for market share is Bumble, which also owns Badu and Fruits. In the United States, Match Group and Bumble control over three-quarters of the market. Antitrust authorities have never given the industry any serious scrutiny. Presumable, they do not think online dating is important enough to deserve it. But these companies have a lot of control over one of the most intimate aspects of our lives. 30% of all adults in the United States and over half of people under 30 have used a dating app to at some point. One in 10 Americans is currently a relationship with someone they met online. The cost of fraud and abuse in both human and financial terms are huge, and the anti competitive pressures in the industry are strong. Given the network aspect built into online dating, we want to be on the apps that everyone else is on. Regulators should finally get involved. They should hold the companies accountable for fraud and abuse on their apps in order to force them to innovate, to protect users. They should look closely at the price they charge customers for premium features. The ultimate solution may be to break up the sector's dominant players, Match Group and Bumble, in order to create real competitions. The inventors of dating apps deserve credit for enabling millions of connections that would never have happened otherwise. But if things don't change, the companies could be in trouble and millions of people could be lonelier as a result. Neil MacArthur is director at the Center for Professional and Applied Ethics, University of Manitoba. This commentary first appeared on the conversation, so you can read more from the China News Asia, and we will be right back after a short break.
Beautiful life.
You are listening to A Beautiful Life on englishonline.rmutp.ac.th. We are back to the news. Rajamongkol University of Technology Panakorn organized a training to develop student potential RMUTP Young Generation. Assistant Professor Sattha Khang Pen Khae, Assistant Rector for Student Affairs, Rajamongkol University of Technology Panakorn, shared the opening of the Student Development Project at Rajamongkol University of Technology Panakorn. The Best and the Bright Student RMUTP Young Generation, organized by Student Development Division between 25 of March to the 1st of April at Chalong Kwan Conference Room, 4th floor, Student Affairs Building, Tewet Center, on the 25th of March 2024, with the objective of developing student potential through various training processes to become desirable graduates, and also to encourage students to apply knowledge. The experiences gained can be used to continue living a successful life. Receive honor from experts, and various experts join in practicing and developing skills for students, including language skills, technological skills, and personality development skills. Consisting of the first topic is Microsoft Office for Work, such as learning skill in using basic program in Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Lecture by Kun Garavin Vinichakom and Kun Jirayu Siri-Chu. The second topic is personality development and strengthening of good image, such as adjusting attitude to be positive in creating good personality. Personality development and social etiquette techniques for dressing appropriately and professionally, techniques for applying makeups to develop personality. Speakers by คุณโสภิตาคุณฉงวนคุณณัฐพงศ์คัทจันทร์คุณจัญญพรปาหลา and คุณวุฒิสุพงศ์ The third topic is self-management, such as techniques for managing emotions and traits, positive thinking, problem solving and decision making, and creating self-motivation. Speaker is Dr. Kanika Sansupa and Nai Nathawut Ditsakon. The fourth topic is the power of public speaking, such as speaking techniques and speaking to create charm. Improvisation skills, social business communication, speech arrangement. Speaker is Dr. Darani Thanyaseri, Dr. Paravi Sikan, and Ajahn Duriyang Komkham. The fifth topic is media literacy in the digital age, such as rights, freedoms, and responsibility for acting in public spaces in the digital age, and life in the modern world, and knowingly living with AI. Speaker is คุณสุดวีระชินจรัสศรีคุณสุทธิศักดิ์สุขสำราญคุณเตชิตรื่นธนากูล and คุณธนาชัยจันทร and the sixth topic is English preparation, such as perspectives on using English in each career field, techniques for building confidence and courage in using English, skills in pronouncing and listening to English like a native speaker, basic English conversation and learning about culture and difference. Lecture by คุณพิชมนปาลธนิต However, such activity is almost aimed at promoting and developing students who receive training to be fully qualified to be good role models for students at the university. The training has both parts that will enhance personality, student characteristics, including adjusting the attitude and ideas of the new generation to create creativity. It also has a positive impact on the university in developing student affair in the university to meet the standards. And the time is up for today. A beautiful life. Please join us on every Monday here on englishonline.rmutp.ac.th. Your host has been Ajahn Kasem Putoriangsi. You are welcome to subscribe to our channel on englishonline.rmutp.ac.th. Thank you very much for joining our program today and see you again next Monday. สวัสดีครับ
Beautiful Life will be back again next Monday.